Hey, and there you have it, demons in Houston.
I got you, baby. Big chains on my neck, I'm a big pro. Turned up in this bitch like it's a new one. What I'm talking about, baby? Cause eyes on my face, baby, I can't see you. I can't see you. Bitch, I'm making noise, dog. Check that VU. Making noise, big chains on my neck, I'm a big pro. Yeah, turned up in this bitch like it's a new one. Cause eyes on my face, baby, I can't see you. I can't see you. Bitch, I'm making noise.
First and foremost, I want to give honor and glory and power to the Most High God Yahweh. And do so by Hashem, by Shah. It's in the name of the one called Jesus Christ, right? Given the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8. And I'm going to start right there, right? Given the book of Daniel, chapter 9, and verse 11, right? So, issue I want to address with the mindset of so-called Black, Spanish, Native Americans is that we have this illusion that we're free in America. Y'all can come through. How y'all ladies doing? Y'all believe in God?
I do.
Y'all do? Y'all know y'all Israelites? God's chosen people? Y'all repeat and keep the commandments, right? How y'all brothers doing? Y'all believe in the Bible? Y'all know Jesus was black?
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Come find out real quick, man. If Jesus, you ain't got no time for Jesus, man? So come back then. That's crazy. Nobody ain't got time for Jesus, man. So the issue with so-called Black slaves and Native Americans, and one of the reasons why it's taking us so long, no matter of fact, give me Jeremiah 17:4. It's taking us so long to get out of America is that the white man told you that you was free because you could go out and party, you know, you get paid for your job, you can go on trips and vacations, right? You're not looking for something better. You think everything is supposed to be good in America, yet that's not the case, right? Give me that.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
Right, the Bible said we are yet this day in our captivity, right? Just because the so-called white man gave you permission to not be on a slave plantation, it doesn't mean that he freed you from slavery. Even when you take a look at the Emancipation Proclamation, that's Latin, means transfer of power. So instead of you being owned by Master Johnson, right, or Master, what's another, Washington, right? You're owned by the United States government. Right, that's the slave for you so-called Black slaves and Native Americans, right? You still got to march and protest to get your so-called equal rights. White man never gave you 40 acres to the move or reparations. You still in the hoods, still getting ghettos, right? The white man conspires against you every day. You so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are still in slavery. You need to wake the hell up. Keep going.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where you have scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payment.
Right, we've been scattered, right? You go all through America, right? All through South America, all through Europe, Africa, Asia, and you're going to see remnants of our people everywhere you go, right? Right, scattered and a reproach, because what? No matter where you go, you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Americans, you're not wanted there, right? They tell you so-called Hispanics to go back where you came from, and they overlooked that they took your land. They taking Haitians and taking them back to Haiti, right? They deporting. If you were so-called outside of the tribe of Judah, right? But even with the tribe of Judah, they locking you up left and right. They keep you in the hoods and the ghettos, and they keep you on the poverty, right? So everywhere you so-called Blacks and Hispanics, and it says subject to payment, man. But you gotta have a job, because guess what? You gotta pay rent, right? You can I gotta stop jumping ahead, right? Kind of. Right, so you gotta pay rent, you gotta pay car note, right? Then they come up with things like you gotta have insurance, right? You gotta have registration. You got all these things you have to pay for in America, right? As soon as you get your check, you got a little bit left to have food for the next 2 weeks, if any, and then you gotta go right back to work and do it all over again, right? You are subject to payments. How are you free, right? You on?
A curse.
Y'all can come through. Y'all can come through. Like, y'all believe in the Bible? Y'all believe in God? Y'all believe in Jesus? You said no? Why you don't believe in the Bible? Go ahead.
For a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God.
Right, because we get judged for what our ancestors did, because our forefathers, right, they went against God, and we do so today, because we learned it from them. We learn pork, chip, crab, and lobster from our people. We learn these holidays from our people, right? We learn about white Jesus from people. The same iniquities that our forefathers have been doing, we're doing the same exact thing, right? Get your piece up.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 17 and verse 25. And he said, yes. And when he was coming to the house, Yahushua prevented him, saying, what thinketh you, Simon? Of whom do the kings of the earth take tribute or custom? Of their own children or of strangers? Peter said unto him, of strangers. Yahushua said unto him, then are the children free.
Give me Lamentations 5 and 4, right? And that's going into how, because back in the Romans, right, the Romans wouldn't tax their people, they'll tax everybody that had on the tributary, right? So you can say, well, everybody get taxed, but here's the issue. When white people are getting taxed, you see where their money are going. Go to a white neighborhood, right? The roads are nice. There's no trash in the ground. They got nice playgrounds. They got nice schools. All their stores are building blocks. If you go to the Woodlands, all their stores are hiding behind damn trees. They hiding their stores in the white neighborhoods, right? Go to the black neighborhoods, right? A lot of buildings are abandoned. The roads are tore up. Gun store, liquor store, right next in the same parking lot with a damn daycare, right? You can see where the money is going between our neighborhoods, because what? We the ones that's being taxed, but yeah, we don't receive the benefit of. Y'all come through, y'all ain't gotta go on the street, right? Give me that Lamentation 5 and 4, I'm gonna come to you, right? Going back to the subject of payments, right? And this is why you understand, because we've become so normalized to what, paying for water and paying for root. Go to the street, you gotta go to the street. We've been normalized in paying water. It's normal to us, right? But God, he gave us water for free. They had the what's that video, Orlando Brown, saying that how you making us pay for the food, you making us pay for the water that the Lord give us, right? That's the oppression of the so-called white man. Give me that.
Book of Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 4. We have drunken our water for money.
Right, so water is an essential thing for living, right? You can only last for a certain amount of days until you are damn dehydrated and about to die from water. Or 7 days without water. So they say you can go 7 days without water, but yet an essential thing for you to have life every day, the so-called white man makes you pay for it. And the crazy thing about it is, it's not even good water. A lot of water got all these mercury and chemicals in it, right? So-called purified, no arsenic. They're not even giving you good quality water. If you want good quality water, you got to pay down $20, $30 for it, man. That's oppression through your food. Keep going.
We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us.
Right.
Our necks are under persecution.
Right, and how you know you're still in slavery, so-called black Spanish slave America, because your neck is under persecution, man. Right, you had the issue with Rodney Hilton and Randy Hilton, right? The son that got killed by the cops and the father that ran over the cop. Right, even if you want to criticize what the son was doing, he posed no threat to the police officer, but yet they still was ready to gun down another so-called black teenager, man. Why? Because our neck is under swift persecution. Keep going.
We labor and have no rest.
Right, you labor and have no rest, man. Right, a lot of people, right? If you miss out on if you miss out on a day of work, and that's it for you, man. A lot of people are one check away from being homeless or being super poor, man. Right, you labor, right? You go to work all day, right? Time away from your wives. Time away from your kids. You go to work all day and all night to get your money just to pay bills so you can somewhat be poor, man. Go ahead. Yeah.
We have given the hand to the Egyptians,
right,
and to the Assyrians.
Right, and the so-called white man, he's the modern day Assyrians for his northern kingdom, and he's the Egyptians for all of us, really, man. Right, because guess what? No matter what you do, if you got your own business, you have to go to the white man for something. Or if you don't got your own business, guess what? You got to go to the so-called white man for it. All the hard work and labor that you put into this country, the white man sweep all the benefits of it, man. Go ahead.
To be satisfied with bread.
Right, and you do all that just to be satisfied with bread, man. Just to be satisfied with a little bit of money that they give you, man. Right, get that person.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
Right, and another reason why you so-called blacks and Spanish are in slavery, because that you shall be discontinued from your heritage, man. Right, don't none of you know what language you spoke before English and Spanish. You don't know what holidays you celebrate before Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, and damn New Year's, man. Right, you don't know what was your belief system before being in the Christian and the Catholic Church, or whatever the hell our people are believing in these last days, man. Right, keep on.
That I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not.
And that's how you know we're still in slavery, because you still serve your enemies, right? We don't know Tom. We don't know, what are some white names, man? I don't want to say Peter. Chip, Scott, Bob, Skip, John, right? We don't know these damn devils, but yet, who? Chase. Now I know a lot of niggas named Chase. But anyway, but yeah, we don't know him, but yet you still gotta spend all your hard, effort, all that just to work for the so-called white man to uplift his country that's being ran to the damn ground right now, man. Understand? This white man is out of place, man. Go ahead.
Done. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Because at the end of the day, so-called black, Spanish, Native Americans, we made the Lord mad, and that's why we're going through what we're going through, man. How you doing, brother? You believe in the Bible? You say thumbs up. Keep the commandments and have faith in Christ, man. You got to preach up? Go ahead.
In the book of Daniel, chapter 9, verse 11. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even departing that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us.
How you feel about this sign? Huh? What do you say?
He's British. He said good save.
I don't know what he said. Hang on.
God. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
All right, so the Bible said we have sinned against the Lord. That's why we got on slave ships. That's why a lot of us don't know who our fathers is, right? That's why we can't get along, build generational wealth. Any issue in the so-called black, Hispanic, Native American community is all in the Bible because we disobey God. Keep going.
God. And he has confirmed his words which he spake against against us and against our judges that judge us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven has been done upon Jerusalem.
Y'all go through. Y'all believe in the Bible? Y'all believe in Jesus? What color was Jesus? He was black? All praise, man. What do you say? Read that again.
Verse 12. And he has confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judge us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven have not been done as has been done upon us, upon Jerusalem.
Right. There's no people group today, right? No, brothers can't read, but it's all right. There's no people group today that you see go through 500-year oppression. Seeing babies get ripped out of mothers' wombs, right? I was just watching a video they had during the 19th century. They used to put so-called black women in the prisons with so-called black men. The white man did that, right? And then when they would have babies because they would get assaulted, they passed a law saying that the babies are state of the property, and they kept the babies in the jail until they was 10. Then after that, they would sell them to you so-called white people. That's what the white man did here in America to so-called blacks and Hispanics, man. The white man is not your friend, he's your enemy. Give me the book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 13. And that's another thing our people have to understand, man. You gotta understand who your enemy is. Give me the book of Psalm chapter 83?
6 and 13.
Right? What I told you?
6 and 13.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 13. Separate thyself from thine enemies.
Right, so you so-called black, Spanish, Native Americans, you gotta separate yourself from your enemies, man. We understand you gotta work around them. We understand you gotta go to the store, but you gotta stop hanging out with the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? Right? You sisters, you need to get away from the white woman. It's been plenty of times, right? Cause in America, they're trying to promote the black woman with the white man, and then you have a lot of relationships where if the sister make the white man mad, she gets called all sorts of niggas, and he bring up slavery. And you got white men killing black women because they want to go on a date with them. So y'all gotta separate from your enemies and yet take heed of your friends. Give me that.
Book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 2.
Right, because you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Americans, you need to know who your enemies are. Go ahead.
For lo, your enemies make a tumult, and they that hate you have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against your people.
Right, they're taking crafty counsel against our people, right? They got they say conspiracy theorists, whatever, but they said that gangster rap was created to destroy the black communities, and then when you look at it, and look, man, you can't go against it, man. That's part of taking crafty counsel, man. Convince you so-called blacks and Hispanics, the only way you get out the hood is to be in sports, is to be an actor, singer, or they put this lifestyle of selling drugs, and a lot of people follow that, man. These are ways that they take crafty counsel against you. Read.
They have taken crafty counsel against your people and consulted against your hidden ones.
Right.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
Right.
That the name of Israel may be no more and remember.
Right, and that's what they want to do, right? That's why we don't know who we are today, right? That's why a lot of our people, right, before Israel started becoming like bigger and bigger, right? A lot of people, we didn't know about the Hebrew Israelite. I'm saying that's part of the crafty counsel that the white man did, so we don't know who we are and we don't rise up, right? Read.
But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against you.
Right.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Right, the tabernacles of Edom. So first and foremost, right, the number one enemy of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans is the so-called white man. Right, understand, when you look at slavery, what you think about the so-called white man? When you look at justification, right, when you look at redlining, when you look at the penal codes and all these things, where did it all come from? It all comes from the so-called white man, right? The so-called white man is our number one enemy. Keep on.
The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites.
Right, and the Ishmaelites, right? The Arabs always opening up corner stores in your neighborhood. They don't eat pork, but yet they'll sell you pork, right? Smoking is supposed to be haram, but yet they'll sell you cigarettes. They sell you loose stripe. They sell you spiked beer. They sell you processed food. Right, the Arab man, he's a part of this as well, right?
And won't even look at you.
And won't even look. He comes in your neighborhood and stands behind a glass window because he's scared of you so-called blacks and Hispanics, right? Yep. I've seen, it's a store in 3rd Ward across from Keeley Homes. The Arab man, he let niggas sell drugs in the back of him. He let the black woman prostitute herself, right? He even take advantage of the black woman, right? You ain't got enough money for your food, come in the back, I take care of you real quick, man. The Arab man is your enemy too, keep on.
Of Moab.
Right, and the more of the Chinese, he's in the store. Damn, in the 90s, right, he'll accuse your kid of stealing and shoot your child in the back of the head. The Chinese man sells you cat, rat, and dog in his stores. Beat the black woman over the head and accusing them from stealing, right? And even though sometimes Eve do be stealing, and look, man, shit, to hell with Moab, right? Take all that Moab got, right? But the issue, he has no issue with putting his hands on your woman, but he won't put his hands on your woman, man. Right, so the Chinese man, he's a part of it as well, come on.
And the Hagarim.
Right, I think Hagarenes are other type of Arabs, come on.
Gabal, and Ammon,
right,
and Amalek.
Right, and Amalek, Hollywood. And you want to go to sports, you got to, for NFL players, you got to go to the combine. They see how high you can jump. They see your wingspan, how fast you can run. They buy you, right? That's all the contract is. That's all being on team is, right? The so-called white man, they sit up there, they getting drunk off their wine, right? They got their prostitutes up there, they got their big cigars, and they looking down and seeing how much money you so-called black and Spanish they can make it off of you, man. All Amalek, Kanye West was telling you in the music industry, right? Here it is, right? And even though this is why they try to say Kanye is crazy, even though certain things he say is bugged out, he said that how the hell am I going into a room with a table full of Jewish people and they're dictating the music that my people make? They're dictating how our culture is being portrayed, right? So Amalek, even though it talks about Edom first, it's letting you know that Amalek plays a big part of the slavery you so-called black slaves in Americans, man.
Don't get bored.
Right, don't forget, and that's crazy. the Amalek owns the porn industry, man. Which billions of people are addicted to porn, all because of Amalek. But yeah, they're supposed to be the Jews. They're supposed to be against that. In the kingdom of heaven, right, when the real Israelites are in charge, right, anybody doing those things, you can put the death on the spot. But yeah, in Amalek's kingdom, you can just do whatever it is that you want to do. That is madness. And they get to say they're the Jews and then they got to offend that. That makes me mad, man. Finish it out, I'll be done.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Asher also is joined with them.
Right, you also got the Africans, right, depending on where you live in, they come in your neighborhoods, right? They try to act like you, but yet they don't get together and try to make money with you, right? Right, they say you fake knockoffs or all these things that so-called black Swiss and Americans kill each other over. Take your money and give it back to their people, man. Keep going.
They have opened the children of Lot, Lot.
Right, I understand that, right? So all these nations are confederate against you, so-called black Spanish and Americans, right? If you don't separate, if you don't come back to your God, you're going to die the same death. All so-called white people are going to die with thermal destruction. And then after 1,000 years, you get tossed into the lake of fire. So with that, all honor, glory, and power go to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.
I'm blessed, yes.
Diamonds on my teeth.
I'm blessed, yes.
Walking so heavily.
I'm bout, blessed, yes.
Baby, look at me.
I'm blessed, yes.
Look at my jewelry.
I'm blessed, yes.
Diamonds on my teeth.
I'm blessed, yes.
Walking so heavily.
Got me feeling like a motherfucker. Bank, baby. Cartier shade, this ain't what you think, baby. Counting through this money with the stank face, baby. Hebrew heavyweight, yeah, I'm like a tank, baby. Baby, what you wanna get? Have you dripped out in product? Come on now. You see, all I rock is design.